am already 3 deliveries into this day, and so let's get the video started. Hey everybody, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Jacob, and I make videos about things like DoorDash and Uber Eats and other side hustles along the way. And I just try to teach you how to make more money and then save it and spend it wisely. In this video, I'm just gonna be going out and making as much money as possible. And so let me recap some of the orders that I've gotten already. So I went out in the morning and just for a little bit, I had to go grocery shopping. And so on my way to the store, I thought I'd pick up a few orders. And so my first one was an Uber Eats order for Starbucks. And that one was like, I believe it was like $8.60 maybe. You'll see it on the screen. And that one was like 2 miles, and so that one was pretty easy. And then I got a DoorDash order for a McDonald's, and I know that the miles are high on this one. It was like 5.6 miles if I remember correctly. So it wasn't like the absolute best, but it was going in the direction of the grocery store, and so that's the reason I took it. So I made like more than $16 in that, just like a little bit of time right there before going to the grocery store. I think it took me like less than 30 minutes total for both of those orders. I wanted to hit this lunch shift a little bit. And so then I turned it on and I got this Chipotle order, and it was $6.50 for 3 miles. And so I snatched that one up, and it was going to a veterinarian, and you know, he was really generous. He gave me a nice $10 tip for that. And so my $6.50 order turned into $12.50. So absolutely amazing. And now I am pulling into the next store. So the restaurant I was going to was Pita Jungle. And here you go. It was like $17 and some change for just under 6 miles. Hey, this is great for me. I love going to just like one restaurant to pick up both orders. I'm pretty excited about this one, and especially because I only picked it up like 15 minutes ago and I'm almost done with it. So that's amazing to get like $17, $18 or higher for something that's going to take me like 25 minutes max. And so yeah, I'm having a good time out here. I picked up this payway order, and I know it was only $5, but this is a good restaurant because they always have the order ready. Every single time that I go there, it is ready as soon as I walk in. And you know, the drop off is only like it's like less than half a mile from the restaurant. And another reason why I accepted this one is because it's right near a bunch of busy restaurants. And so since I took this order on Uber Eats, I can let DoorDash just keep cycling through like orders that I don't want to take until I can find a good one. And so I'm just going to, you know, go to the restaurant, pick it up, and I'm sure before I drop this off, I can get a pretty good DoorDash order. And just like that, when I was picking up that payway order, I got an order for DoorDash. It was $6.50 Firehouse subs. And you know, like these two orders, they don't really seem that great, like a $5 order and a $6.50 order. I just think that once I can complete these really, really quickly, I mean, I can knock both of these deliveries out in, I'd say like 20 minutes. And so like, I don't know, like $11.50, possibly a hidden tip for 20 minutes. That's pretty good. Can't do much better than that. Especially since it's not like the height of the lunch rush right now. After dropping off that order for Firehouse subs, we got this order for Chipotle for $6.50 for like 3.5 miles. And I really wasn't gonna take this, but I saw that there were 9 items on there. And I know when people are ordering Chipotle, they're not really like ordering, they can't order like sauce packets and things like that. So like they can at like Taco Bell. So I knew this had to be a pretty high subtotal. And so I just had to go for it. And they ordered like 8 different orders of tacos. And so I am really expecting a hidden tip on this one. I really hope there is. Here is a multi-apping tip that will help you immensely. It just helped me out so well. So after I accepted that Chipotle order that I just talked about, and I hadn't even picked up the order yet, but I got an Uber Eats order, and I'll put it up on the screen. It was a really good order. I mean, like $17 for like less than 6 miles. This is, and only one restaurant pickup. this is absolutely something I'm looking for every time. But I knew that I wasn't going to be able to deliver the food and get back to Jersey Mike's for like the next 15 minutes. And so I really had to think about this order, and if I was able to get back to the restaurant in time to make sure the customer got their food on time. So a couple things that I thought about was Jersey Mike's is a very, very slow restaurant in my area, and they never have the order ready on time, never. And also, I'm delivering cold food, and so cold food stays like good longer, I guess, than like hot food. If hot food goes cold, then like game over. But if cold food, it's not really going to go bad that quickly in your car, or if it's waiting at the restaurant. And so those two things were working really well in my favor for being late to the restaurant. And also, it's an Uber Eats order, and they don't really care if you're late. With DoorDash, they care a lot if you're late to the restaurant. And it was a stacked order. So many things working in my favor. And so I decided to take that Chipotle order because I thought there was going to be a hidden tip, which there was a little bit. And then I made my way back to Jersey Mike's. And the thing is, like, yes, I got to the restaurant like 15 minutes after I accepted the order, but I walked in there and neither order was even ready. Like, I could have been sitting in that store just waiting for like 15 minutes, or I could have dropped off that Chipotle order and made $8, I think it was. So it's just something to think about. I could definitely do this because it was a very slow restaurant. If it was a quick restaurant and the order was ready every single time I walked in there, that would not have been a good look for me. I only had to wait like 2 to 3 minutes in that restaurant. Both orders are ready, and now I'm off to deliver them. So after dropping those two off, I got a DoorDash order, and it looks like it's a drive order. I am not like signed up for these drive orders, and so they usually send these out like really late. And so then, because if nobody picks them up, then the regular drivers like me is supposed to pick them up. And so it looks like from this screenshot, you can see that I got to the restaurant like pretty quickly, but I was like 12 minutes past the pickup time. So I really hope they don't penalize me for that. So I've had an interesting last like little 30 minutes or so. I got this offer from Uber Eats, and it was to a normal restaurant, but I had to order it. But it's like a sit down place. It's not like fast food at all. And so I thought it would be best to call the restaurant and order it instead of go to the restaurant and wait. And so I called the restaurant and I placed the order, and they said it would take about 30 minutes to complete. And I thought that was a while, but I basically had two options at that point. I could wait at the restaurant for 30 minutes, or I could turn on DoorDash and complete an order within that 30 minutes. And so I decided to turn on DoorDash, and I actually got this order, and it was really, really quick. The order was ready before I even got there, and I completed that one in about like 10 minutes. And so I said, you know what, like let's do another DoorDash order. And of course I contacted the customer in case he was checking my location, and I said, hey, like before I even started turning on DoorDash, I said hey, I called the restaurant, it's going to be 30 minutes until your order is ready, so I'm going to complete an order and I'll go back to the restaurant as soon as I can. So I actually picked up another DoorDash order, and I completed this one in like 10 to 15 minutes. And so after my second completed DoorDash order, I still had like 5 or so minutes, but I just decided, of course I'm not going to complete another order in this time. So I went to the restaurant, and it looked like they had just completed bagging up my order when I got to the restaurant. And so instead of just sitting on the bench at the restaurant for 30 minutes, I completed 2 DoorDash orders. Of course, if the order was going to be ready sooner, You know I would have been at the restaurant sooner. I don't want to look bad in front of the customer, and I don't want Uber Eats to get all suspicious about what I'm doing. So after that delivery, that makes a $70 on Uber Eats and $50 on DoorDash. I'm rounding, but it's like right around those numbers. So, and I've driven like 75 miles, and so I'd say that that's pretty decent for making $120. It's not the best. I was driving around quite a bit today, which doesn't usually happen, but that's okay because that's still pretty good earnings for that amount of miles. It's looking like I'm not getting a ton of orders right now. I think it's kind of stopped. So thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope that I provided some great value for you in this video, and I hope you learned something. And if you did, please give me a like and subscribe if you want to see more of my videos, and I'll see you next time.